Good evening and welcome to Coach McNelly Stadium. I am Anthony Bamford, joined by my partner John Zawislak, and we are bringing you some boys soccer tonight. We have the Upper Perkiomen Indians taking on the Springford Rams. It is senior night here for the Rams, and festivities are just now finishing up. John, how's Upper Perk looking?
Upper Perk's had a solid start to their season so far. They're 1-1-1 starting exactly 500. So it's not the greatest of starts in the pack, but it's still a solid start. And they went 11-8 last season. They're retained a lot of good players, and they're looking to build off of what they had last season, making it to the district quarterfinals, and look to play well here tonight.
One person to watch for this Upper Perkiomen team is Cole Kendra. And John, how about the Rams?
The Rams have had a really good start to their season so far. They're 2-0. They've beaten they got a huge win the other day against Boyertown, and in their last game, they're coming off a big win against OJR. They won 4-1. Some players to watch are Tommy Bodenschatz, Colton Pollock, Connor Lynch. Really a overall great team. They run a 4-3-3, which is four defensemen in the back, and then they have three midfielders and three attackmen, which is really lethal in soccer because it's really hard to penetrate that defense.
So this Rams senior core will look to lead them through. It's certainly going to be a tough game. Upper Perk, while being a smaller school, has hung with the big schools pretty well.
No, yeah, they really have hung with the bigger schools really well so far. They beat Boyertown, which was the former PAC champion, which is a huge win for them, and they kept it really close against Bethacton. That's another not a easy game for them. Another big school. They were able to keep it close.
And here we go. Upper Perk opens up. The kick went long, but Springford able to retain control, and we get a look at that Rams offense. Cole Kendra there in the middle, already causing trouble. Battle for the ball now. Physicality there. That was number 33, Logan Watkins, hitting the deck for Upper Perk. And Ben Goldberg in the middle now with it for Springford. Goes to Ram. Now Brian Zisk. Looking in the middle. Bodies continuing to fly early on here. And the Rams are just going to pull it back. Ref blows the play dead. And it will stay with the Rams.
Yeah, really starting off with some physicality here between the teams. They don't really play each other that often, so it's not really known as a pack rivalry. Really, any game of the pack is a pack rivalry.
In the pregame interviews, Coach Fisher did say his Upper Perk team was not afraid of contact. He said especially Cole Kendra. He said they might be a little smaller, but they do not back down from a physical game. So Upper Perk now with the ball, advancing it up the right side of the field. They get nothing, so they pull it back. Swinging it around. Stolen by the Rams. Upper Perk obtains it, looking to get it into the middle. Ball's picked off by the Rams. Upper Perk jumps right back on top of it. They're going to send it long to that outside. Of course, the outside is pretty lethal in soccer. And James Needles, the goalie for Springford, is there to clear it out, avoiding any trouble there. Cole Kendra now with it for Upper Perk. He gets tripped up. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Rams ball.
It's a good play by the net there to hit it off of Cole Kendra and get Springford ball.
Cole Kendra, of course, one of the most skilled players in the pack for soccer. He's going to be one to keep an eye out for. And it's good to see the Rams matching his intensity early on in this game. So the Rams now on the outside. Looking to get that ball into the middle. Tight defense by Upper Perk, able to clear it out of bounds.
It's really good defense there by Upper Perk. Tommy Bodenschatz and another one of these lethal Ram offensive players. Able to stick with them and kick that ball out of bounds.
So Andrew Merchant now, four-year varsity athlete for the Rams, chucks it in, headed up into the air. Bounces around. Upper Perk able to come out with it. Springford there. And the ball gets headed about 20 yards out. And the Rams will reset their offense. Knocked away by Watkins. Now Kendra with it, showcasing his speed. And the ball once again will trickle out of bounds. Just under 3 minutes have passed now. 36:50 to go here in the first period. As Upper Perk now on the attack. Gets stalled by Springford, and they're able to clear it out. And the ball will go out of bounds. It'll be Upper Perk now with the throw-in. the offense, Perk's offense, struggling to gain some traction there with that smothering Springford defense as they throw it in short again. Now they're going to clear it out. Rams there to pick it off, and now they're on the attack. Rams in the middle. That is Bodenschatz going to the outside, back to the middle. Pass goes just a little wide, but the Rams are able to retain it on the top left side. What a stand by this Upper Perk defense as they are able to clear it out. Only briefly, however, as the Rams are back on that attack. Outside going in. Good save by the Upper Perk goalie.
You see some really good ball movement here by Springford, doing some give and goes and some no-look passes. It's just, that's what really Springford's offense is all about, just those quick passes.
And a great stand there by Upper Perk's defense, able to match the tempo that the Rams were putting on that sequence. Upper Perk goes long. Springford gains control and clears it to Needles. He sends it to midfield. And Upper Perk's there for it. Brian Zisk out of nowhere knocks it away. Goldberg to Merchant. To Lynch. To Zisk. Out to Bodenschatz in the corner. The Rams on the attack. Physicality there. Number 27, Dylan Brendel from Upper Perk getting right in there, disrupting Bodenschatz' forward progress, and the Indians are able to clear it. So Zisk for the throw-in. Nice little header there. And Upper Perk able to clear it out once again. About 34-30 to go here in the first period. Neither team has been able to gain much traction on offense. It has been a defensive game so far. And the Rams sending it middle. Upper Perk goalie falls on top of it. And Johnny, how about this Upper Perk defense?
No, they're really withstanding this Springford offense. This Springford offense is really high-powered, really quick, but this Upper Perk defense is really just able to stick with them, and they're going step for step with them. They're also really putting the body on them, not giving them anything easy.
That was another thing Coach Fisher mentioned in the pregame interviews. While Upper Perk is taking on a bigger school, they're approaching it like it's any normal game, like it would be any frontier matchup for them. And he said that mentality's really helped them compete with schools like Boyertown and Methacton, who they were able to take the double overtime.
And I really think it has. I mean, as you said, they've been able to keep every game competitive. They're never out of a game. Yes, they've lost one and tied another one, but I mean, really keeping every game close and keeping the other team on their toes.
And we can see why, as this Upper Perk team is playing with a lot of heart here. Shot on goal, no good. That'll be the first shot on goal for the game by the Rams. And the Upper Perk goalie is going to kick that ball to the bottom of your screen. It's picked off by the Rams. Cleared out by Upper Perk. Going to go over to Brian Zisk and go out of bounds. It'll be Indians' ball. And the ball is thrown in. Headed back out. And cleared again. There's number 27, Dylan Brendel, on the throw-in. Upper Perk's going to send it to the middle. Matt Dunn was there. And Upper Perk now on the attack at the top of your screen. Good stop by Shloke Shaw, first-year defender. And Springford will send it out to the Ram logo. It's bounced around. Goldberg and Kendra going for the slide tackle. Missed the ball. And the Rams now with a good opportunity here to attack. Advancing to the outside. Looking for that middle. Now on the outside. And another great save by the Upper Perk goalie. And he will fire it to the top of your screen. To Kendra. Kendra will send it long. Shloke Shaw throws it in. Body's hitting the deck. Ball is sent into the middle on the Indians' side. The defense scrambles. They clear it out, preventing any spring forward attack opportunities. Goes out to Matt Dunn. He will send it middle to Merchant now. On the outside. And the Rams now set up that offense. They'd like to go back outside here and then look middle. Brendel able to cover it, however. The Rams go back out to Dunn. Merchant now loses it. Kendra in the middle. He will send it long. Needles with the clear. Headed a mile high into the air. Denena there. Over to Zisk. Goldberg. Lynch. Poked away. Perk goes middle. It's number 25, David Schwab, with the pass. And the Rams getting set here, preparing for the attack. It is poked away. Merchant able to pick off that pass intended for Kendra. And it will roll to the goalie.
See, once again, I mean, this Upper Perk defense is just not letting the Springford get too far deep into their zone. Every time Springford tries to make a nice quick pass, Upper Perk's right there to get the steal.
So about 10 minutes have eclipsed. 29:45 to go here in the first period. Neither team has had much offense. Only one shot on goal so far this game. That shot, of course, was by the Rams. Perk. Shot on goal for Upper Perk. It is good. And just like that, Upper Perk jumps out to a 1-0 lead.
I mean, that was just a little bit of a mind lapse there by Shaw. He thought he was alone and was going to be able to pass back the Needles. Just got stolen from him. It was a really easy goal there for Upper Perk.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where Needles was up a little bit far from the goal as well. And, those one-on-ones, goalie on attacker, are very tough.
Yeah, no, it's really tough for the goalie in that situation, And it's also really disappointing because Springford was killing in time of possession, This defense, it's really hard to penetrate, and Upper Perk just wasn't able to get anything. And those are the one things that can't happen if you're Springford.
So following the slight mental lapse, Springford with a chance to get right back in it. They have the ball. As they pass it around and look for an angle of attack. Now advancing it up the field. And once again, that Upper Perk defense is there to clear the ball out. About 29 minutes to go here in the first half. Upper Perk leading 1-0. The Rams clear it all the way out. Matt Dunn sends it over to Zisk on the bottom of your screen. Now to Goldberg. To Lynch. Lynch in the middle to Merchant. Ball snakes by him. And Upper Perk now. Upper Perk in the middle. Dribbling around. Now passes it. Picked off. Sent back over to the Indian side. And rolls out of bounds. Springford with a throw-in. We apologize for being a little late on this call. The goalie was by number 15 for Upper Perk, Jim Friedman. As that ball will roll all the way out of bounds. And Needles will pick it up and put it back in play. So, Johnny, we didn't get much of a look for that Upper Perk attack as they scored pretty much the first time they were able to get that ball deep into Springford territory.
I mean, yeah, this Upper Perk attack, they've had... they haven't really had their opportunities in this game. They have returned a lot of some good players on that attack side. Jimmy Friedman, the one that scored the goal. You have Jack Cuppett as well. Some really strong attackmen for this Upper Perk team, but they just really haven't had the opportunity against this Springford defense because they really can't get it deep.
They certainly capitalized on that one chance they had as they did score that goal.
They are leading where it counts.
Couldn't have said it better myself, John. So the Rams will clear it out and get set back up. Matt Dunn with the ball. Misses Goldberg. Dylan Brendel was there to intercept the Matt Dunn pass. Now Upper Perk with another chance. That ball will roll out of bounds near the corner. So Upper Perk with another good opportunity here as they get set for the corner kick. And here comes the ball in play. Header over the goal, no good. Upper Perk unable to convert there.
For a second there from my angle, I thought that one in and my heart skipped a beat there. I got nervous.
Yeah, those corner kicks are always dangerous. Everybody's right in front of the goal. And of course, it is very easy to lose track of where the ball is and who is making contact with the ball. Fortunately for the Rams, the ball went high as Needles sends it back into play. And Kendra now in the middle. He'll just dish it back out. And Upper Perk sends it back to the defenders, looking to get something set up. They're going to go all the way back for the goalie. And he will send it back into the middle. Brian Zisk there. Able to beat number 33, Logan Watkins, to the ball. And Matt Dunn clears it out and out of bounds. Dylan Brendel's throw-in is deflected right back out of bounds. And both teams will make some substitutions here. Coming into the game for the Rams is number 9, Justin Russell. He's one of the young guys to look out for on the Springford team.
Yeah, he's one of the younger guys. You know, he's a junior this year, going to be a senior next year. He's definitely someone to look out for these next couple of years. He's going to come in for Connor Lynch, one of the senior captains. He was moved to on the attack side tonight for the senior night, so that some of the other seniors could start. Typically a midfielder.
Battle for the ball. And Upper Perk's going to send it long. They like to do this. And Needles will field it. He fakes the throw. Lets the Rams get set up here. Dribbles it once. And will now punt it. Number 38 and Heiser for Upper Perk was there. Now Kendra in the middle. Looking for number 10, Anthony Durant. Nothing there. And Upper Perk going outside for Durant again. Springford takes the risk there, goes to Needles. That was a risky play with Durant closing in on that ball.
That was very risky there by Brian Zisk. You know, he just seemed very confident in the, James Needles' ability to kick that ball there and get it out. But definitely not risk that you take when you're down 1-0. But hey,
it paid off. That's all that matters.
It did. No harm came out of it. So
Rams unable to gain any traction on that attack. As Upper Perk takes the ball to the top of your screen. 23 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first period. Upper Perk leading 1-0 over the Springford Rams. This ball's going to roll. What a risk by the Upper Perk goalie, coming up to get the ball, sliding for it. And it pays off as possession will go to the Indians.
He's really putting his body on the line. You can see that he really wants it and is determined to win this game.
A long punt is headed twice, almost headed 3 times. Play is blown dead by the referee. Looks like we have an offsides call. It will be the Indians' ball.
Tommy Bodenschatz there got a little bit excited, you know. Maybe he just went a little bit too far in front of the defender, and they're going to call that offsides every time.
And the free kick goes to Brian Zisk. Anthony Durant of Upper Perk there immediately. Russell has it poked away by Durant. Number 38 and Heiser getting involved as well there. And Zisk will let that ball roll out of bounds. It'll be Rams ball.
Smart It was a really smart play by Zis there to just let that ball go out of bounds, take retain possession, and just throw it in instead of try to rush the kick there.
More substitutions coming in for both sides. Connor Lynch checks back in. And they'll send a throw into RCTV's very own Matt Dunn. He will send the ball to the top of your screen. And that ball will go out of bounds. Nothing there for the Rams. And Upper Perk finds Kendra in the middle. He's tripped up and loses possession of the ball. And the Rams now on the outside looking to attack here. Their chances have been limited this game thus far. About 21 minutes to go here in the first period. On the outside, Hensler pokes it away. It will stay with the Rams, but another great stand by that Upper Perk defense. Now Kendra's going to send it to the middle. Sent back to the Indians' side by the Rams. That ball will bounce on out of bounds. And Upper Perk with the throw in. The Rams now have the ball in that middle. And it is cleared out. Dylan Brendel, the good clear out there. Bodies hit the deck as needles. Gives it back to the Rams attack. That ball goes middle. Brendel heads it up. Lynch sends it outside to Zisk. Going for it. Sends it to the middle. Kendra clears it out. Lynch now in a battle with Hensler for it. Merchant comes out with it. The Rams send it to the top of your screen in that corner. Looking to get it back into the middle. While stays on the outside. Now they come middle with it. Header. Bounced around. Wow. How about that sequence, Johnny?
Wow, that was just a really close goal there by Springford. You saw they just took the shot on net there, got it out in front, were able to head it, and the goalie was somehow able to come up with the save there.
It was almost looked like one of those look what I found moments for the Upper Perk goalie, but nonetheless, the Rams can't convert. The Rams gaining no traction there. So a bit of a slow start for the Springford Rams offense. You could say Upper Perks also had a slow start, and they are leading 1-0. It's just been defense has been the story of this game with 18:30 to go here in the first period.
Yeah, both these defenses just really aren't letting up on either of these offenses, who are both very quick and usually able to make some noise in the offensive zone. Just these defenses also just aren't letting the offenses do anything and are able to clear it really well.
So the Rams getting set here on offense. Last possession, they had a good chance. They have another good chance. Offside penalty on the Rams will stall that drive. That is their second offside penalty of the game, and that one could be a costly one.
Yeah, really almost had a chance there. You know, those offside penalties are sometimes really killer. You know, you have that momentum, you think you're about to score, and then they just turns right around. It's the other team's ball.
So off the free kick, ball is headed up in the air. Hensler of Upper Perk is there for it. He will sprint over to the side, keep the ball in play somehow, and it will go off Lynch. A good hustle play there by Aiden Hensler, able to keep the ball in bounds and then knock it off Connor Lynch. Substitutions coming in for Upper Perk. That has been another thing we've seen in this game. Both teams making quick, frequent substitutions, keeping those legs fresh and keeping the intensity up.
Yeah, both these teams are definitely going to make a lot of substitutions as we go along this game. You know, these are two teams that really like to go all in throughout the entire game, so you're going to see a lot of substitutions, keep those legs fresh.
So Upper Perk now with it in the middle. They send it long. Top of your screen. The Rams go to Needles, and he will kick that ball out of bounds and out of the stadium. If we were allowed to have more fans, one lucky fan would be walking away with a game ball there. Back on the field now. Kendra has it. He's tripped up. And the Rams are able to clear it out.
It's a great hustle play there by Nick Denetti to just really put his body on the line and get that ball out of the zone.
So Connor Lynch now advancing the ball past midfield. They go back out to Lynch. They get the offense set up to Bodenschatz. Outside to Russell. Look at his speed. He sends it middle. His pass is deflected by Brendel and goes out of bounds.
It was a really nice pass by Tommy Bodenschatz to just chip it out in front. And then, like you said, Justin Russell was able to showcase his speed there and get out in front. Just wasn't able to get the ball back in front of the net.
So the Rams now with a corner kick opportunity. Be their first corner kick of the game with 15:30 to go here in the first period. And the kick is up. It goes long. Headed out of bounds by Justin Russell. So the Rams unable to convert there.
Yeah, not really much Justin Russell could do there with that one. Came at him a little awkwardly and was just not the distance that you want on a kick like that.
As out of that corner kick, Russell had to backtrack very far for that. Didn't give him a good shot on goal. Lynch able to come out with it. To Merchant now. Out to Lynch. Going inside to Bodenschatz. Bodenschatz goes back out to Merchant. Merchant looking for something. It's deflected out. Bodenschatz there. He gets taken out by behind. Play is blown dead. Number 25, David Schwab hit the deck and then picked the ball up with his hands. That is a big no-no in soccer. But it looked like the refs called the play dead before Schwab picked it up with his hands, so Upper Perk will not be penalized for a handball.
Yeah, it seems like they called the body there on Tommy Bodenschatz. You know, he was hit just a little bit before, maybe took out his anger a little bit there.
Back on the field, Connor Lynch comes out with it. Goes outside to Justin Russell. Russell dribbles. Dribbling through the Upper Perk defense. He sends it to the corner. But it's a little too far. Bodenschatz tried to play it off the net. Unfortunately, the net is out of bounds there. Upper Perk with the throw-in. Headed up into the air. Slide tackle by Kendra. The Ram faithful here wanted a penalty on that. Nothing was called. And it looks like the refs will call a penalty on Cole Kendra there, as he really went in there aggressively.
No, he really did. You definitely don't want to take a dangerous... That was a really dangerous play right there. You don't want to take the body too hard there.
So the Rams now, with a free kick opportunity. They're unable to convert on their first corner kick. See if they get something here. Merchant will take it for the Rams.
Perkiomen yellow card on number 2, Cole Kendra.
As we await confirmation from the ref to start the game. 13-18 to go here in the first period. Upper Perk leading 1-0 over the Springford Rams. We are set. The ref waves us in. There's the kick. Upper Perk able to stop it. The Rams retaining possession of it. and will roll out of bounds. So the Rams now will get their second corner kick of the game. Of course, we saw the first one. The ball went way too long. They go into the middle. And the ball hooks out of bounds. The Rams will get another corner kick.
First one stayed out a little high. This one was a little bit low. I mean, it got to the middle. It got the distance. Just was a little bit low for Springford to do anything.
So they go again. They send it long. Russell's header, nothing there. And the Upper Perk goalie able to smother the ball. Pick it up, and he will send it over to Durant. Russell comes down with it. Merchant, showing the speed, stays in bounds. And his pass goes over the protective net and out of bounds.
Really
Near the scoreboard.
Really showcasing his speed there. I mean, he was the ball was maybe at the 9 yard line. He was at the 20, was able to pick up the speed and able to stop it right before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, that play almost looked like it was doomed and it was going to be Upper Perk ball, and he just flashed in there and kept it in bounds. Of course, nothing came out of it, but those little hustle plays, they add up as the game goes on.
Yeah, they really do. And Andrew Merchant really adds up a lot of those hustle plays. He really hustles throughout the entire game.
Ball gets bounced around out there. No one really has clear control of it yet. Now Upper Perk has it, and they send it long. Now Needles. Again, this continues to be a physical game as players continue to hit the deck on both sides. Connor Lynch now sends it outside to Russell. He's got nothing. Almost looked like that ball went off the Upper Perk defender's hand there.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, the Ram faithful here, they really wanted a call there. A lot of the players were expecting a call there as well.
Of course, that's always tough when you're in that position as a defender and that ball's coming right at you. Your first reaction is to get your body in there, and sometimes the part of the body you choose to get in front of there is your hand.
Yeah, I don't know how some of these soccer players are able to keep their hands from moving. If it were me, my hands would be moving right up.
Yes, that's why we were up here in the booth and not down there on the field, Johnny. And the ball will go out of bounds. About 10 minutes to go here in the first period. Again, Upper Perk leading 1-0. They had a goal off of a Springford defensive mental lapse, but since then, this game has been all defense. And Upper Perk clears it out once again. That ball gets bounced around. Matt Dunn and David Schwab tripping over each other there. Now it's Akshay Patel gets it poked away from him. And the Rams go to Dunn. He's been their setup man on offense this game. He will take the ball to the bottom of your screen and send it long. And the Upper Perk goalie is there. So, Johnny, what have you been seeing so far in this game?
So throughout this entire game, it's really been all defense. I mean, really no team is able to get any serious scoring chances. Springford's had a couple off some corners, and then Upper Perks really had only one, which was the mental lapse from Schulkstra on the Rams defense. And unfortunately, the Indians, were able to capitalize on that opportunity there.
Back on the field of play now. Needles sends that ball to midfield. It's bounced around. Loose ball now. Upper Perk gets to the goalie, and he'll send it right back out. It looks like we have another offsides penalty on the Rams. That'll be their third offsides of the game. So Upper Perk will send that ball back into play from the top of your screen. It is headed twice before it comes back down to the ground. Lynch hesitated a little bit for that ball, but he's able to come up with it. The Rams looking to get set up here as they go back to the corner, out into the middle. It seems like everywhere the Springford offense goes, they are met by two Upper Perk defenders as Needles fields that one cleanly. And he rolls it over to Matt Dunn. Matt Dunn sends it to the other side of the field, pressured by number 33, Logan Watkins. And it'll go back to Needles. Watkins comes flying in, but Needles sends it over to Dunn. Dunn advances the ball up to Zisk. Zisk attacking on the outside. He's able to get the ball into the corner. This is a dangerous spot. But nothing there. Michael Fisher in the right place at the right time, able to knock that Zisk pass into the middle, out of bounds.
It was a great play by Brian Zisk there, able to stick with it. You know, he took the body a little bit after pushing that ball forward, able to sprint to the corner. Just that pass just wasn't able to get through to the middle.
Talk about the outside being such a dangerous place in soccer, because once you get it from the outside into the middle, you basically have a shot on goal from every angle.
Yeah, you really do. It's just an overall. It's just the number one place if you're on defense. You don't want to let them get open on the outside.
So Springford now with a corner. They get nothing from the corner. Corner kick went a little high. The Rams now have that ball in the middle of the field. It is cleared out by the defense. Shot on goal. Bobbled a little bit, but they come up with the save.
It's a really dangerous play there for the Upper Perk goalie there. Just tapped him a little bit, just wasn't able to come up with it cleanly. If there was a Springford player there, it could have been really dangerous.
Yeah, that ball took a short hop, and he wasn't expecting the short hop. He bobbled it a little bit, but he was able to fall on top of it and prevent the Rams from scoring with about 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first period. In a game that showcased a lot of defense, not a lot of offense. Either team has found a rhythm. Bodies continuing to hit the deck. Ben Goldberg was one of the Rams players in there. Slide tackle. No calls on the play.
The Ram faithful are not happy right now.
Yes, the refs are certainly let these players play a physical game here. Off the throw, and ball is headed up into the air. Comes back down. Cleared out by the Indians. And the Rams will send it back downfield. Looking for an attack. Almost saved by Upper Perk, but that ball will go out of bounds.
It's almost a crazy keep there, able to slide and almost turn around mid-slide and keep it.
That would have been a very stellar play indeed. About 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the first period. That is number 45, Michael Hensler with the throw, and the Rams with the chance. Saved by the Upper Perk goal. What a game for this Upper Perk goalie.
What a save right there, able to quickly kick the foot out. Maybe got the spikes on it there. Wow, what a save.
Some confusion on the field. Play continues. The ball goes downfield. Upper Perk's defense comes about 20 yards. Goalie comes about 20 yards up from the goal, able to send it downfield. And the Rams with a monster clear there, intended for Justin Russell. He's going to run it down and quickly throw it in, so the Rams going for some tempo here. Tell in the middle. His shot is no good.
Almost a crazy shot there by Patel, able to get that curve on it. Almost got it just under the goalie's arm, just a little bit wide left there.
Here's an interesting stat for you, John. The Rams with 4 shots on goal. And Upper Perk only has 1 or 2.
I mean, yeah, that one mistake there by Springford is really what's costing them. I mean, it was just a little mind lapse there. And Springford's really been dominating everywhere else. I mean, they did dominating offense, dominating time of possession. They have more shots. They just made that one mistake.
Those little mistakes can hurt you in sports as we were under 2 minutes to go. 1:45 left in the first period. More bodies hit the deck. That looks like Anthony Duran and Nick Denena colliding there. Excuse me, it was Kyle Shamili for Upper Perk. Nick Denena getting tangled up there. Free kick for the Rams. Ball gets sent in near the goal. Shot saved by Upper Perk.
What a save again. Just great anticipation, able to get the hand on it.
Upper Perk's defense is showcasing their poise there as they've been able to withstand almost every Springford attack this game. So now off the corner. Ball's bounced around, but cleared out. Heavy contact there. Brian Zisk and David Schwab getting into it. .4 seconds here. And Springford will have the free kick. As the two teams scramble to get into place. Refs appear to be discussing something here. Maybe something with the penalty that was called on the field.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're going to call here. I thought they might have called a card, but it doesn't seem like it.
So Schwab and the ref will have a conversation. Does not look like a card was handed out. That'll be number 34, Trevor Jones, taking the free kick for your Rams. Again, we still have 43 seconds left here. The kick goes in. Shot, no good.
Another save there for the Upper Perk goalie. It's probably his easiest save of the night there.
That ball was right, hit him right in the chest. As we are under 20 seconds to go here in the first period. Justin Russell looking for something, has nothing. And as we roll into the last 10 seconds here. One more chance for the Rams. Off the crossbar, no good. And the clock will expire. What did you see there in that first half, John?
Oh my goodness, I still can't get over how that ball hit the crossbar right there. But in that first half, you saw a really physical and defensive game. Both teams really not giving up. It seemed like Springford started to break through that Upper Perk defense right at the end there. Really started to pepper the goalie with some shots. Started to get past the defense. But on Springford's side, they're really controlling that time of possession. Just that one mistake early on hurt them.
So the mental lapse for Springford is hurting them. They trail 1-0 against Upper Perk, and we will see you for the second period. Welcome back to Coach McNelly Stadium for the second period of the Springford Rams and the Upper Perkiomen Indians, John, what did you see in that first half?
You know, in that first half, I really saw just some great defense on both sides. You know, really not letting anything get by. I mean, Springford towards the end of that first half really started to break through that Upper Perk defense, but just weren't able to put it in.
Yeah, Springford did up that intensity with quite a few shots on goal in the last 5 minutes. The teams will flip sides on the field now in Springford ball. Cole Kendra back in the game. He received a yellow card in the first half, so he had to sit out the rest of that first period. I've been saying half the last few times. But he's back in the game now, and he'll be one to watch. Ball goes off Schloke Shaw and out of bounds. It'll be number 5, Keaton Durning for the throw-in. And Durning will throw it in once again. Ball goes up into the air, headed up. Cleared out. Into the middle. Headed. Kendra comes down with it, kicks it up high. And Cole Kendra finds Friedman, who did score the only goal in this game off of a Springford defensive mental lapse.
One thing if you're Upper Perk here is if you really want to hold on to this lead, you just got to keep that time possession here. I mean, starting here in this second period, they really held onto the ball here, kept it in Springford's, and they haven't been able to get it deep, but they've really kept Springford off the ball and getting it into their own zone. You just really don't want to see Springford with that lethal offense get into a rhythm and stay deep in their zone.
James Needles catches that free kick by the Indians. And we talked about in that first period, Springford really did dominate control on offense of the ball. You know, that it felt like the ball was always, Upper Perk was always on the defensive side. And, they weren't able to come up with any goals because the Upper Perkiomen defense has been rock solid this entire game. But Upper Perk looks to control the ball here with that lead. And now Kendra in the middle dribbles it around. Swarmed by 2 defenders. There's some bumping and grinding there in the middle. Looks like the ball will go to the Rams. Another thing to mention, the Rams, of course, are without arguably their best player, Echo Asso Manning. He is out indefinitely with an injury.
And that's a really tough loss for them. I mean, he was really one of their top probably their best defensive player on the team. He was dealing with some injuries last year. Was able to come back for that PAC final against Boyertown in that playoff run that they had. I mean, he was just a really big part of this team, and it's really unfortunate that he's not able to play tonight.
If you haven't seen him play, he is a senior. He is a star. There's some pushing and shoving there on the outside. A Springford athlete hits the deck, or the pitch, as they would say in Europe.
That is what they'd say in Europe. But unfortunately, we are in the United States of America.
We are in America, so I'm going to call it the field because I think it sounds weird saying pitch, but
just a little bit.
Anyway, back on the field. The Rams now with the free kick. Off of the second Upper Perk penalty of the second period. Ball gets sent in. Headed back out by Upper Perk. Dribbled around by Merchant. He'll send it into the middle. And the ball will take a nice roll out of bounds.
It's a great move by Merchant there. Did a little stutter step to get around the Upper Perk defenseman. Got out in front. Just Goldberg really wasn't able to do anything with that as the Upper Perk defense was ready for it.
This Upper Perk defense has been suffocating this Rams offense, preventing them from finding a solid rhythm. We saw the Rams find that bit of a tempo rhythm at the end of the half there, as they had probably 4 or 5 shots on goal in under 5 minutes. None of them were able to convert.
That Upper Perk goalie was able to come up with some huge saves there. One off the spike, off the bottom of his spike, and he's able to kick it out. Just really impressive in that first period.
Kendra dribbles it up the middle. He has it poked away. Connor Lynch comes up with it. Upper Perk retains possession. And they clear it out and will set up their offense. Nothing there. Zisk will clear it. Headed by number 12, Lucas Carpenter. And the ball will get sent back out to midfield. Justin Russell there. Now Tommy Bodenschatz on the outside. Sends the ball into the middle. And Upper Perk once again there to clear it out. About 34 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the second period. Merchant sends it to Bodenschatz on the outside, bottom of your screen. He sends it down into the corner, into the middle. Ball will go out of bounds.
Schluck just wasn't able to get that one on net there. He had Bodenschatz made a nice pass to him and just wasn't able to. Thought it was blocked there originally, but it seemed like he just took the body and just kicked it wrong there.
Jack Cupid will send the ball back into play. And it will roll out of bounds. Springford going with tempo here off the throw-in. And they're going for that corner. And it gets knocked away by the Upper Perk defense. Continuing to prevent that Springford offense from finding a rhythm.
It's another great play there. I mean, Zisk was almost able to get that outside corner there. Almost made it dangerous because he could have crossed it back to the middle. Just made a nice defensive play to kick it out of bounds.
Merchant takes a long run up for that throw-in. It gets headed back out of bounds. They go short on the throw-in this time. And the Rams here with a good opportunity to score. That ball's in there. Cleared out. And that kick goes through the uprights, fortunately. This is European football, not American football, so no points for the Rams.
It's really unfortunate there. I mean, just really seemed like he just got too under that one, just sailed on him. As you said, went to the wrong goal there.
That was probably the Rams' best shot on goal that they've had all game. Unfortunately, they weren't able to convert. This Upper Perk defense hasn't given them much. And the Rams now will send that ball all the way down the Needles. He will go to Dunn. Dunn sends it. Either Schloke Shaw or Justin Russell able to pick that one up. It'll go to the Indians. Ball slides by Kyle Shamili. Lynch to Shaw. Over to Russell. Kendra there to disrupt the play. Bodenschatz goes outside to Merchant. And the Rams will pull it out and get set up. The Rams now quickly moving that ball around. Now they're on the attack. Lynch looking for something. Met by Kendra and another defender. Upper Perk now at the attack after a physical session there. Ball was last touched by the Rams. Keaton Durning on the throw-in. Headed up into the air by Friedman. And Matt Dunn will send it to Justin Russell. And Kendra with the arm extension there. No penalties called by the referees, however. That would have been a nasty stiff arm in terms of football standards.
Fortunately, once again, this is European football. Little extent of the arm there. Refs are really letting them play physical here. We've seen in these last 4 or 5 minutes just really putting their bodies on the line.
Springford now on the attack. Lynch defended by Kendra. Will send it outside to the top of your screen. The Rams looking for some form of attack here. Merchant now sends it to the outside. And the Rams go into that corner. Merchant showcasing his speed, trying to save the play. He's unable to keep it in. A little bit of flop action there from Upper Perk.
It is soccer. There's a lot of flopping that happens in this sport. It may be a controversial statement there, but
Yeah, you talk about professional soccer. Flopping has certainly made the game the way it is today. as we are approaching the 30-minute mark here in the second period. 30 minutes, 20 seconds to go. As Upper Perk with the attack here. Needles back awaits. Bodies continue to hit the deck. And Springford is able to clear it out there. Connor Lynch gets it poked out from behind. Somehow able to maintain possession of it. And he'll send it to the outside, and the Rams now with a good chance here. Into the middle. Smothered by the Upper Perkiomen goalie.
Really good chances on both sides for both teams. You know, Upper Perk had that one chance after bodies were hitting the floor down there in the top right corner for you guys, and then also Connor Lynch was able to somehow keep that ball and almost get a shot on. They got a shot on goal. The goalie was able to smother it though.
For the Rams, those opportunities have been getting more common. You know, coming out of that second half, they've had a lot more shots on goal when compared to the first period.
Yeah, especially early on. And early on that first period, I don't think they got their first shots till around the 10-minute mark. And now, you know, they've had maybe, what, 2 or 3 shots on goal already here?
My count is correct, and of course, it is subject to not be. Springford's had about 4 shots on goal here in the first 12 minutes of this second period, excuse me. Kendra gets it poked away by Lynch. And now Lynch in the middle, on the attack. They find Bodenschatz on the outside. And he gets tripped up. A lot of bumping and grinding. Bodenschatz gets up trying to save the play. And he gets set up for the corner kick. They go for the short corner. They find Goldberg. Goldberg's shot, no good.
Wow. At the end of the first half, you hit the crossbar, and now you hit that left post there. Just, oh, so close right there. Goldberg, maybe initially when he got the first pass, was able to kick it because it didn't seem like the goalkeeper was ready. Maybe had his head down there and then was able to stutter step to the center, and he got a great opportunity. Just pushed it a little bit too far left.
It looked like there. Everyone was expecting the long corner kick, and Bodenschatz went short. Goldberg unable to convert.
Also a heads-up play there by Bodenschatz to hurry up that goal kick and get it right to Goldberg while there was still some confusion going on.
So the Rams now continuing that attack. They have it in the corner now. Bounced around. And we'll stay with the Rams here. So the Rams now off the throw-in. About 27 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the second period. Ball's headed up in the air, and Kendra heads it out. Zisk tries to keep it down. Ball gets sent out of bounds. It'll be Zisk with the throw-in. And Kendra clears it out towards the Springford bench.
In these last couple of minutes, Springford's really able to put the pressure on this Upper Perk defense. They're just really starting to bend and you have to think eventually they might break here with all these chances that Springford's getting.
Springford has came out in the second period. They have been firing on all cylinders. Nothing to show for it. As once again, Upper Perk able to disrupt that Rams offense by clearing it out. Matt Dunn's there. Sends it to Shaw on the outside. His pass is deflected out of bounds. And Shaw will let number 34, Trevor Jones, take the throw-in. He will step back to about lane 3 of the track, run up and fire it in towards the goal. Upper Perk heads it out. Merchant there. Rams now top of your screen, looking to go to the outside. And substitutions, three fresh Upper Perk Indians checking into the game here. We mentioned that was one thing that both teams were doing frequently in the first period, was making those constant substitutions.
Yeah, in this second period, there hasn't been as many, but Upper Perk was going to put 3 new fresh legs on here, Starting to get a little tired. They've been in their defensive zone a lot here. Just get some fresh legs on and, kickstart this team.
Upper Perk, as well as Springford, both have immaculate depth on their rosters, and both coaches are not afraid to use it. So Trevor Jones now sends it outside. Ball slides past Denena. A roll out of bounds. Ref blow the play dead. And Upper Perk will have the free kick here. As they send it in. Laser to the middle. Slides past Kendra. And the Rams will send it down to James Needles, the goalie. He sends it to Schloke Shaw. Shaw finds Bodenschatz in the middle. Bodenschatz goes for Russell. And the Upper Perk goalie able to fall on it before Justin Russell could get there and get a shot off.
So close there, just the Upper Perk goalie was able to get there that maybe a half a second before Russell was able to kick it out of his way.
He will punt that thing above the lights. Trevor Jones kicks it before it can hit the ground. Anthony Durant now with it. He will send it long up the field. Goldberg clears it out. The Rams will get set on offense. As they pass it around now, Merchant has it. He dribbles it around a little bit. Now turns the corner. And his pass goes nowhere. Denena now finds Russell. Russell sends it in the middle. Pass gets through and will roll to the Upper Perk goalie. And with 23 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the second period, Upper Perk will slow the game down and get set up. Ball's now back in play. As that ball continues to stay on the Upper Perk side. That's where it has been most of this second period. Ball goes out of bounds. Rams for the throw-in. Excuse me, Upper Perk now has it. Ball's back in play. Bounces around to Trevor Jones. His pass is deflected by Kendra. Now sprint for it. Kendra's the first one there. One-on-one with Needles. Shot on goal, no good.
Really dangerous play right there. Trevor Jones just turned it over. Kendra made a great play and was able to get out in front and just kicked it wide left of the net.
We see that well-roundedness there from Kendra as he makes the stop on defense, sprints out, and almost gets the score on offense.
Just another mishap almost led to another goal there for Upper Perk.
Foul called on the Rams. As the bumping and grinding continues out there. Both of these teams here to play. Even if that means, pushing and shoving a little bit.
You can see that both teams really want this game and just really just throwing the elbows, just throwing the shoulders, and are ready to do anything that they can to win.
So Ben Goldberg with it now. And we'll send it outside, top of your screen. The Rams will slow it down. They send it to Merchant. Merchant goes into the middle. For Goldberg, it gets by him. Aiden Heiser there comes up with it for Upper Perk. Now Merchant again. Out there to Colton Pollock. That ball will roll into the corner. 3 Upper Perk defenders there. The Rams finding a little bit of a breakthrough here. And Kendra closes that hole that opened up very quickly. off the throw-in. Rams go back to the thrower. And they will send it on the cross with a chance. Shot just over the net.
Oh my goodness. Talk about a double whammy. Connor Lynch had a chance right out in front. Just bounced off a couple people, landed right in front, and the goalkeeper made the save. It bounced out to Justin Russell, and it was too high, he got too under it, and it just sailed over the net.
So another missed opportunity there for the Rams.
Wow.
They keep up that pressure.
Talk about unlucky. Wow.
That was an incredible sequence there. Back on the field now, Merchant sends it into the corner. Ball gets bounced around. The Rams now with the corner kick. They went short. They went for the short corner last time. Looks like they're going to get set up and go for the long corner here. And the kick is up. Everyone's jumping for it. Kendra heads it out. And then clears it out. We'll stay with the Rams as they go with tempo here off the throw-in. The Rams will clear it out and get set up. Dunn sends it over to Jones. Jones looking for Shaw, finds nothing. Connor Lynch able to retain possession of it for the Rams. Bodenschatz now to Lynch. Pass gets through. Merchant. Pass is picked off by Keaton Durning. And cleared out by the Indians defense. Will slide past Trevor Jones. Jones will send it over to Matt Dunn. Merchant allows that one to slide past. Bodenschatz couldn't get to it. And the Indians clear it out once again. 17 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the second period. Upper Perkiomen leading the Springford Rams 1-0. As that ball goes out of bounds, thrown right back in by the Rams. Slide tackle by Kendra.
Starting to get towards the end of the second period here. You know, Springford's really got to not get worried, but might want to put a little bit more intensity in. You know, they've had opportunities as they did lose that double opportunity they had a little bit ago. They really got to start to push and try and score here soon.
Springford has certainly upped that offensive intensity, able to find more holes in that Upper Perkiomen defense. They've been unable to convert thus far. It's Trevor Jones now. Comes in, ball is cleared out by number 9, Jack Cupid. Kendra's pass is deflected by Merchant. Sloke Shaw comes out with it. Justin Russell now in the middle. Kendra there to poke it away. Bodenschatz comes up with it. He dribbles it around, looking for a Ram to pass it to. Kendra pushes him down, helps him back up. Trevor Jones to send it in for the Rams. Jones sends it in, and a wicked hook on that. And it gets cleared back out to Jones. Jones sends it back in. Missed header by Justin Russell, and that ball will roll out of bounds.
Two great kicks by Jones. They're able to get the curve. That second one just right out in front of Russell. He just missed the header there. Almost had a great chance to put it in the net.
Looked like either the pass was a little bit higher. Russell mistimed his jump. Either way, ball goes to the Indians. And that kick will go to midfield, headed by Lynch. Cleared out by Matt Dunn. Monster kick there. Matt Dunn had a simple message in the pregame interviews when we were talking to him. He just said, "Go Rams."
What a well-spoken man.
Yes, very humble. Back on the field, ball rolls to the top of your screen. Bowden chats there for it, sends it to the corner. Rams looking for something. And it goes out of bounds. Upper Perk defense continuing to suffocate that Rams offense. They have not been able to get into a comfortable rhythm thus far.
They really haven't. I mean, they've had some opportunities, just really can't string them together.
The plays have certainly been there. It's just converting on those plays has not been there in this game. Kendra gets it, sends it upfield. Upper Perk on the attack now. Shot, no good. It's number 4, Jacob Fetterman for Upper Perk on the attack. Showcasing his speed.
I believe Matt Dunn was able to just cut him off right there and just kick that out of bounds. It was a good play by Dunn. As you see, James Needles hugging Dunn there after the ball goes out of bounds.
It's like that old saying goes, one cannot go without the other. You can't have a good goalie without a good defense. You can't have a good defense without a good goalie. The Rams understand that relationship well. So Upper Perk will clear it out and set their offense. Or try to, as that pass slides past. And Upper Perk will send the throw in long. And knock that out of bounds. With about 13 minutes to go here in the second period, Upper Perk still leading in this hotly contested game 1-0. Ball roll out of bounds. Needles sends it back in. Play is blown dead by the refs. The Rams making a substitution here. Looks like Brian Zisk limping off the field. We hope he's okay. Play continues on the field, however. Trouble here. Upper Perk able to clear it out. Justin Russell was closing in on that. The Rams going with the quick throw in here.
Ram Faithful wanted a corner call there. Refs said it went out on Springford.
Under 12 minutes to go now in the second period. And Upper Perk sends the ball back into play at midfield. Ball's kicked up into the night sky. Headed by Jones. Out of bounds. Intended for Sloke Shaw. Keating Durning now for the throw-in. Sloke Shaw able to head that one out. Now, another header. That ball will get sent back toward the Rams defense. They look to try and advance it here. Not able to advance it as Cole Kendra now has it. And he sends it long into the corner. Anthony Durant trying to run it down. Some pushing and shoving. We'll stay with the Indians here. As the clock continues to run, we're now under 10 minutes and 30 seconds in the second period. Perk now for the throw-in. Jacob Fetterman will let it roll out of bounds. We'll get a fresh ball from the ball boy. Throw it right back in. Russell clears it. Akshay Patel there for the Rams. And Upper Perk playing with 4 defensemen here. Able to send that ball back over towards Needles. Fires it back in. The Rams now look to attack. Keating Durning there to clear it out. Boy, John, this Rams defense cannot penetrate.
No, they're really having a tough time getting it into that defensive zone of Upper Perkiomen. I mean, they just, especially this time dwindling down here, you really want to start to sustain some pressure and string some chances together, especially because you haven't been able to get one past this goaltender tonight.
Time is of the essence, as they would say, and that clock is certainly working against the Rams here, but working for the Indians, as they've gone heavy on the defense, trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. Shlok Shaw sends it over to Bodenschatz. Bodenschatz goes for Shaw in the corner. He's going to run it down, send it into the middle. Ball gets bounced around, still in that middle. Cole Kendra comes up with it and clears it out. Another great stand by that Indians defense.
Just once again, they're starting to bend, but they just won't let anything by. I mean, they continue to just clear the ball. I mean, once again, Springford almost gets another opportunity here. Just not able to capitalize on some of the shot attempts that they've had.
The flag goes down as the ball rolls out of bounds. Gets propped back up. Be a corner kick for the Rams. They are 0 for 5 on corner kicks in this game.
Boy, would it be great if they were to capitalize on this one here.
We've seen the Rams do it all on the corner kicks. They've gone short, they've gone long. That one goes right to the goalie. As the clock continues to dwindle here. 7 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the second period. Rams looking for something, as Lucas Carpenter jumps in there and disrupts that pass. And that ball will roll all the way out. Matt Dunn gets it for the Rams. Sends it over to Jones. Jones in the middle for Denena. Over to Shaw. In the middle, Russell. Looking for Lynch. His pass went a little long. And the Upper Perkiomen goalie will pick the ball up, survey the field, take his time deciding where he wants to go with it. Now sends it back into play. Andrew Merchant in the middle, defended by Kendra. The ball gets cleared out. Throw-in over to Bodenschatz to the corner. Now into the middle. And once again, the Upper Perkiomen goalie is there for it.
He's just able to smother. He's not giving up any rebounds. Just able to catch it and just able to really have a... He's had a great game tonight overall. Just not letting anything by him, not giving up any rebounds. It's really impressive.
Ball gets bounced around. Bodenschatz in the fight for it. Quickly picks it up. Now gives it off to Shaw for the throw-in. Now Trevor Jones will throw it in. Rams not liking what they see. Hesitate to throw it in. Now the throw-in comes. Ball is headed up. Nothing there. Looked like the Upper Perkiomen goalie was out of bounds there. Refs didn't call anything.
I mean, I thought he pretty clearly caught that one out of bounds behind the goal, but
It is always tough up here from the press boxes, we have a difficult angle to see these types of things. Now Trevor Jones with it. As we are approaching the 5-minute mark in the second period, here. Bodenschatz to Lynch. Bodenschatz dives for it. Nothing there. Refs blow the play dead. The result of the play is Rams with a free kick.
It's a big free kick right here.
With time dwindling, this is probably the biggest Rams opportunity. And Upper Perk able to clear it out. It's been the story of this game. We've been saying that a lot up here in the booth. And Justin Russell kicks the ball high into the night sky. And Upper Perk once again there to send it out of bounds. Rams throw it back in. Ball goes out of bounds once again. And that clock continues to run. We are approaching the 4-minute mark now. The Rams with another corner kick here. They send it in. It gets by Goldberg. The Indians clear it once again. Schloke's pass goes out of bounds. You can see that Upper Perk has added that extra defender there to their formation. How has that changed this game, John?
Adding that extra defender really makes it tough on Springford because it makes it that much harder to penetrate. There's that extra man there that usually isn't there. And, it really just slows down the entry for Springford, and they're not able to make some of the passes that they might make if it was 4 instead of 5. It really makes a difference.
Bodenschatz goes outside to Shaw. Now Andrew Merchant finds Goldberg. Goldberg looking around. His pass is deflected and cleared out of bounds. Of course. Looks like we have a penalty on Jones. John, you talk about so much of how that Springford offense depends on spreading the field. And when Upper Perk brings that extra defender in there, you also have the midfielders coming back in on defense. It really clogs up the field.
Yeah, no, it really, like you said, clogs up the field. That passing lane that usually is there is probably not going to be there because that extra defender's there. And it makes it really tough because Springford depends on those quick passes, to keep the defenders moving, keep them off guard. And that extra defender just makes it that much harder for them.
So after the stoppage of play, 3:10 on the clock. And the refs signal play is back on. The ball gets thrown in, bounced around by 2 Upper Perk defenders. Goes out of bounds. Rams with another throw-in. Headed up into the air. Into the middle. Picked up by the Upper Perk goalie. He's been having a night.
He really has.
At least 15 saves in this game. That is an impressive number.
That is very impressive, especially on some of the chances that this Springford team has had.
Merchant tries to dribble it around. It gets sent out to midfield. Jones heads it back in. Now Ben Goldberg going to the outside. Sprinting for it. Nothing there. Keaton Durning, they're able to disrupt Goldberg's rhythm. So the Indians will send it back into play. We're under 2 minutes now in the second period. 1:45 to go. Upper Perk still leading 1-0. That ball bounces over the fence and goes out of the stadium. The Rams trying to quickly throw it back in. Play gets stopped. Trevor Jones throws it in now to Ben Goldberg. Out to Matt Dunn. Matt Dunn to Connor Lynch. Going outside now. Upper Perk goalie falls on it just before Andrew Merchant can get there. He will take his time looking to burn as much clock as possible. Under a minute to go here. He sends it back in. Ball will get by Trevor Jones. He's going to send it over to Matt Dunn. 45 seconds to go here. These will be the last chances for the Rams to tie this game and send it to overtime. And Upper Perk clears it. 30 seconds to go. The Rams frantically looking for something. Upper Perk defense continuing to hold its ground, not give an inch. Ball gets bounced around. Upper Perk clearing it. 15 seconds now. Springford coming up. And Kendra clears it. 8 seconds to go. And the clock will expire. The Upper Perk Indians with a 1-0 upset over the Springford Rams. What a game that was.
I mean, that was, wow. Talk about coming down to the final second. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat that entire time. I mean, both teams played their hearts out. Physical, just a very gritty win for Upper Perk. I mean, Springford also showed their grit, showed their physicality, just weren't able to capitalize on some of their opportunities.
You know, what did you see early on in that game that really set, the tempo and the the attitude for this game?
I mean, really early on, you could tell that this was going to be a very physical game. Bodies were being thrown in those first 2 minutes of the game. I mean, and the one thing that really set the tone was just that mishap by Springford. I mean, that defensive mishap that led to that lone goal. Just like I said earlier, those mishaps just can't happen in games like this, especially when it's going to be this close against a team like the Upper Perk Indians.
So the Upper Perkiomen Indians will move to 2-1-1 and will hand the Springford Rams their first loss of the season, sending them to 2-1. For John Zawislak, we'd like to take a minute to thank our crew. We haven't done that, actually. Stephen Voigt up there on the camera. Lauren Black was your on-field camera. Mr. Bartolota was your director. For John Zawislak, I'm Anthony Bamford. Have a good night.